But we come back to the sun setting. Where's everyone bedding down for the night? I know Tulio's on the roof, keeping watch.
I was in my pot.
Aussie's back in Kronk's 10-gallon pot.
Which I think we did fill that up with water, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you did get it refilled.
I was either in my pot or I just doused myself with water.
Technically, per your species, you have to be submerged.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna have to say I'm soaking in the pot.
Big
Yeah.
bath.
Which, I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of accepted that at this point.
Begrudgingly on some people's point.
I mean, at least you've been containing your essence.
For the most part.
For the most part.
He's
Indeed.
doing alright.
He's doing as good as we could expect him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's selling a 9-inch barrel in 556 on Facebook.
It's a trap.
That's all I got is it's a trap.
I smell ATF.
Other than the fact that the picture's on someone's crotch. It's like, are they trying to say they got a big dick?
Incoming.
Oh, yay.
Do I have any visual god?
Up.
No, you still don't seem to have any physical things happening around you outside of the cart moving through the woods. The woods have kind of thinned out since the last plateau. It seems that the dirt is turning more into like a sandy clay.
Okay.
But as far as I know, everyone else is inside.
Yeah, since he said we have incoming, that's why I was asking if I had any visual on anything.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think you see anything outside right now, Tulio. You could give me a perception check? Investigation?
Sure, I'll do that.
I pop my head out of the pop, and who do I see closest to me?
Oh, like the skylight?
I mean,
the light.
I pop my head out of the pot and I look around, like up, down,
Oh,
around.
I think you're in the front room with Buford, unless he's out on the front porch. That's kind of what I was trying to find out.
No, I thought I came inside the door from the porch and I laid down to go to sleep because I popped the boulder spear so we could sleep for the night safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I rolled an 8. I'm very observant up here as a watchman.
I mean, there's nothing around you to watch. Like, there's not even wind right now. It just seems to be a very still, calm, beautiful,
man, watch is
golden
so
sunset,
easy.
Right?
With a passive of
It's very
13
beautiful in this area.
The wind is nice, good air. Watch is so easy.
The sun is setting with an amber orange hue, with the ground turning from that harsh brown dirt into that soft orange, slightly white, dull clay. It's very scenic. Still have those weird trees around you, though.
Weird tree.
I would like to do a perception check.
I'd like to step out onto the back porch. Hold on, wait. Who's where?
Roof.
Pot.
And Buford's on the front porch, I do believe. But I think he's still napping.
Yeah, I was still napping right inside the door of the front
Oh,
porch.
right inside the door. So yeah, he's
Alright,
in the front
is
room around with
Oog
Oog.
is Oog dressed?
Oog's in his pot.
Oog's in my pot.
Yes, he's in your pot, containing himself.
So would a
So
passive of 13 wake me up with that very calm incoming? What's up? Hey, Dick, come on in.
Oog, why don't you go ahead and get dressed? We need
I'm just gonna mute him real quick while he has a military conversation.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want that on my recording.
No,
And I'm just gonna have to guess when to unmute him, or he can figure out how to unmute
I
himself.
think he said I'm pretty sure he said they're gone.
yeah, he said you're good.
He's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not showing muted.
But he's muting you on the recording, not
I hear murmurs and whispers from a long distant ancestry.
Alright, Oog, why don't you go ahead and get dressed? We got shit coming in from the rear again. And get
Yay.
the useless one up front.
Which useless one?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Obviously, we've only got one useless one. He plays an instrument and has a kill count of 0.
I mean, he's useful for distractions.
Am I awake?
I assume
I would
so.
hope so.
Yeah,
I would like to refute this kill count question because who was it that was facing down that stupid thing that was charging at us not like 8 hours ago?
right. But who got the kill?
While they're doing this, I'm jumping into my
Logan.
armor.
Now then, let's go, and maybe you can get a kill. And I walk out back.
Okay.
Crunk needs at least 6 hours of sleep or he gets cranky.
So, as you all gather on the back porch and Tulio on the roof, but towards the back, you're all searching the area, trying to find something, and quite literally the only thing you can find is, I would say, one squirrel just sitting on the back, like, water jug, looking like super rabid and feral, but not necessarily at you guys. Like, it is one of Gronk's squirrels, but like super defensive of that water. Ain't nobody touching it right now except Gronk.
Mhm.
Kronk, you want to make sure that your buddy's okay.
Hey, little buddy. What's going on?
As soon as you get near him, he just perks up and looks at you and just squeak, squeak, squeak. You told him to guard.
Right. Guard, not kill.
The difference?
Yeah, that squirrel just looks very confused, similar to Oog.
Oog's looking at you with
Good
confusion
point,
matching
never
the
mind.
squirrel.
I was about to say, Oog and the squirrel make eye contact, and there's just that moment of like, what is with this guy? I don't understand. What is he asking? Like,
I
you're
look
on the
over at
exact
Kronk.
same wavelength.
I put up a finger for the squirrel and then I look at Kronk. Did you not give him orders to guard and did not specify who to guard against?
Oh, alright.
So
I see your point.
This
might
is
want
funnier
to
because Oog's a military commander.
you might want to relieve him so he can sleep or trade him out with someone. and clarify who's allowed to the water.
I was about to say, as Kronk looks over at the squirrel, doesn't seem to be any signs of exhaustion. It was just very much on guard. It wasn't going to attack any of the party members. It was just ready for anyone else.
And it looks like he could use a snack.
That might be true. That would take a nature roll from Ooh or Kronk.
Let's see. I'll go for that nature roll.
I'll go for that nature roll as well. We'll see what we can.
You could both go for one roll with advantage. You just gotta decide who's rolling.
I just rolled.
I'll let you roll then.
Dirty 19.
There you go.
So yeah, a bit of a snack would be good for the great guard squirrel.
Accommodation for this brave mammal.
I was about to say, I don't think you've named any of the squirrels.
No, I haven't. Not yet.
I was about to say, you can correct me if you'd like, but not in my memory.
No, I don't think I have. This will be Squirrel A.
Do you want to confirm that?
Just for now.
There might not be a just for now.
Boom, boom, boom.
The squirrel's name is Abercrombie. The other one's name is Fitch.
Give me a nature check.
You're on your own, bub.
Were you
I-
talking to me on that one?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
because I very much
Yeah.
saw Tulio on the roof just like look down while Kronk's standing there like, Squirrel A. And you're like, no, that's Abercrombie. And you point off into this tree and you're like, that one's Finch. And you see like either another squirrel or an actual finch. That can be your choice depending on your roll.
This is kind of funny because it's a 23.
So yeah, it's your choice. Do you want another squirrel to be Finch or an actual finch in the trees that you can point
Actual
out?
finch in the trees that I point out. I'm being a jackass.
Beautiful. But
It is. I love it.
Yeah.
but that squirrel is now named Abercrombie. Give me a second. I
love
need
it.
to make a roll or two.
I need to add
Whether
that
or
to
not
my
the squirrel-
spread.
And
Your
I
face off.
need. Well, no, I just need Kronk and Tulio to do individually, but straight rolls of d20. Just real quick for me, if you could.
I got a 2.
Just
Beautiful.
straight D20s.
Just straight
Okay.
d20.
I got a 3.
What a
Oh
god.
my god.
This man's a high roller. I'm literally too low on the chart. I can't be yeah, done. But
Our dice hate us tonight.
Your dice
Tells me
hate
what
you,
the night's gonna be.
but the dice I picked for you to be your aides love you, because that's a nat 20 and an 18. However, yes, that squirrel is named Abercrombie, and it is now attuned to Tulio as
damn it.
a companion as sorts. However, Kronk has not lost control. It's a
It's
shared
more than just
companion.
I can look at that squirrel and I'm just like vibing.
You could do similar actions as you've seen Kronk do on your adventures so far, such as like just call a squirrel out of nowhere. If Abercrombie is within earshot, you can call them in, or
That's hilarious.
somehow signal to them. And yeah, there's a few things you can do with squirrels, but I'll let you figure
So-
that out or think about
So
it.
now, what we can do is, if you're cool with the squirrel, I mean Abercrombie,
And the squirrel
We can-
bows to you. There seems to be an intelligence upgrade.
we can
Damn.
launch him from your spear, because this little shit is feisty as fuck and can't get hurt at any speed.
I mean, I could also just make like a squirrel sling.
We could roll trebuchet to mount it to the top of the.
I could just feel Kronk's excitement as I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Artillery squirrels.
I'll say if you wanted to, you could have like your shadows envelop the spearhead and turn it into like a goalpost sling base. You just need to find the catapult.
Can I have like the great sniper god Usopp sniper pole?
I have no
Do you know
clue
what I'm
what that
talking
is.
about?
No.
All right,
Honestly.
I'll send it.
Bet.
You'll
Oh.
This sounds like an artifact we may have to find.
Like I think I know what you're talking about.
it's Usopp from like after the time skip. His what's it called? His slingshot gets an
Staff of
upgrade.
Are you talking about like a staff sling?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Similar form, because like to be fair, your shadows can form to anything you can think of, and I would say that's within the realm of Tulio's knowledge or
Just like
creativity.
a shaker. Because like all he does is it's like a little bit more involved sling, and it's not letting me just. Let me go get my phone from the bed real quick, and I can send a picture. Basically,
say
it's
you
a
might need to
staff with like
save
a
image
halo on it, and
as.
it's got like multiple like bungees to the sling, so that way it's got a little bit of extra power. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 5 prongs inside of like a crescent moon, essentially, and each of those has got a bungee to it, so that way like, and it's off of a staff.
I'm trying to pull it up.
If you
Oh,
type in
yeah.
Sniper God Usopp, it'll be like one of the first, like it's his it's one of his like iconic weapons.
Let's
You
see,
should know
party.
this.
Yeah, it's One Piece.
I didn't get that deep into One Piece yet. I'm still watching the earlier episodes.
Yeah.
I'm not caught up. Fuck. There's a lot of episodes.
Me neither,
That's
but I
fair.
know it from the clips on TikTok and YouTube and Snapchat.
Because he
We all
gets
got
the
to about the pirate. We all got to about the pirate marine fight before the time skip, and then we just kind of.
see. I got right past that. Which he had the Soga King arc before that. That's whenever they picked up Frankie. That's whenever he has the staff.
Yeah, but he doesn't use it much.
He uses it to shoot down the flag at the prison place.
That's the phase 1 sniper.
Yeah,
and
I
he's
was
got that, and
realizing
he
that.
still has that bigger. Yeah, he does get a bigger one, but it's like the same concept. His new one's just stronger.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically that sniper staff or slingshot staff. That way I can assume Wayfinder
There it
form and
is.
then launch Squirrel.
Yeah. That one looks more appropriate to what I was thinking.
Yep, that's exactly the one I was thinking about. It's the
Bet.
staff one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was about to say, it definitely takes that form, but I'm gonna say, unless you want to use your shadows as the bungee, we'd have to figure out range and shit, but like, yeah.
Oh, I was planning on doing that because it's literally just the Squirrel launcher is what
Yeah.
this particular form is.
Bet.
Let me see if it's in the homebrew
I'd say you
section
could-
on here.
It's gonna be...
It's probably just a slingshot. I just wanted it to look cool.
Yeah, I'm more of trying to think of mechanics.
Gotcha.
I think I'm gonna have you either make a... Ooh, let me look at your sheet real quick. Yeah, an Arcana roll to see how far you can get it, but I'm gonna say up to 800 feet.
That's insane.
If you get like a
Arcana
perfect roll.
Yeah, I didn't get a perfect. So let's see.
But yeah, I'd say it's just Arcana.
I got a 13.
So are you sending the squirrel right now? Somewhere?
Not right now. It was more that I was talking to Kronk and then I summoned up the squirrel launcher since that's what we were discussing.
Oh yeah, no, you can summon it like just as is. In whatever form you want since it is your spear. But yeah, it would be an Arcana check to see how far you're going to launch it if you wanted to use it, is what I was meaning.
Okay. Gotcha. What would you say damage on squirrel launcher be?
That's up to the squirrel's attack roll, and we'll decide later if I roll that or you.
Cool. I'm just putting under I'm assuming this is probably going to be part of my regular arsenal, so I'm putting squirrel launcher on my character sheet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we're good. Squirrel launcher. Will I actually install like a permanent squirrel launcher up here at some point?
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Kronk just whistles and squirrels dive from the trees into a tube at the top of it and get launched out at fucking Mach 50.
Squirrel cannon. Good God, are you
Remember,
weaponizing the squirrels?
Now that I've been told that it's technically possible.
hey,
Squirrels have always been weaponized.
if I can weaponize a squirrel, I'm going to. And this squirrel just so happens to be one of the meanest little motherfuckers we've got. So,
Just remember, everything has consequences.
as long as I keep the squirrel happy and I don't do anything to unnecessarily put it in danger, I think we'll be fine.
Which, yeah, this would be more of a concern for Kronk rather than Tulio. Tulio would just be like, I could definitely do this.
I could definitely launch a squirrel out of this stick.
But also, I'm super excited that we can launch the squirrel out of the stick.
Oh, what entertainment.
Oog was just advocating for humane treatment of the troops, and now now that they're being talked about using them as actual bullets.
Literally. But this
Oog
one
is very
actually,
pleased.
which, yeah, Oog would actually be quite entertained by this because he's not really here to preserve, he's here to enslave and colonize, technically, but that's besides the
Yeah.
point.
Therefore, psychological manipulation is
Sometimes required.
encouraged. Encouraged.
I like that. But yeah, y'all are hanging out on the back porch, and it's a very nice evening. The sun's almost fully set at this point, but nothing seems to be happening. It's a very thin woods around you currently of the weird aspen trees, but there's not very much ground
Oh.
foliage. It's very lovely.
Do we notice any movement at all?
Not at all. Outside of like the squirrels in now normal nature,
Yeah, well, the
that one
squirrels in
weird
the
finch.
normal nature are
Can I look
my
through?
concern.
So, question: can I make the cross guard appear on the squirrel launcher to look through it, or would it need
I
to
would
revert back to the spear?
say you would have to revert it to a different form since that form does essentially take the full
Gotcha. All right.
physical matter required.
It's reaction to dismiss, bonus action to resummon. Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and pop up the spear, and I'm gonna look behind us.
Okay. As you look through the eye of your spear, sorry, I had to burp.
You're good.
You notice that the gold's magical circuitry that was in the land seems to be following the road now very closely, almost as if it's following you. But you don't notice anything else per se. Everything else around you, you just see like the normal reds and blues of the life forms of the natural squirrels and birds and foxes and rabbits and shit that would normally be in woods like this, but they seem to all be hiding. They aren't moving very much.
Is the gold like at a distance from the cart, or is it like directly up against the back of it?
It's like maybe 5 feet behind the cart, but it just seems to be following. It's not actually touching or underneath. And the rest of the party just sees Tulio
Nice.
staring through the spear and like down at them and like back out at the distance and down at them and back into the distance.
What the fuck is Tulio doing?
I think there might be some kind of magical tracker on us.
It's the tree.
I mean, you don't know that for sure.
What else have we picked up that would not
Alright,
have
I'd
been
like
here
to
before?
equip my. Oh, I hate that I have to do this. I'd like to equip my rapier. And go ahead and slice up the tree.
Give
Oh,
me a
no.
roll to hit, sir.
20, net 20.
Okay.
Can I cast Hold Person?
If you would like to, you can.
I would like to. So
As he
cast-
goes to strike the tree, I'd like to jump up and slap him with my gloved hand.
Let's see. Action,
Well, let's
concentration. It's
wait.
a
See.
wisdom save of 12.
So, Kronk, give me a wisdom save.
Alright. Okay, that's 15.
I didn't do shit.
So, as you go to stab the tree, you do stab into the center of the trunk, and your blade digs in deep. Oog bounces up and slaps you with his glove, or gloved hand.
What
But the tree
the
doesn't seem
hell?
to be reacting, and your sword doesn't seem to be doing much, but it definitely seems to be like trying to do something.
I
Don't
pull my
cause more
blade from
trouble.
the tree. And then sheath it.
Okay.
Was there any change in what I saw whenever he stabbed it?
There is a faint pulsing now, but nothing else seems to have changed outside of there's now a hole in the trunk.
Okay. I don't think that severed the connection.
I doubt it would have.
Well, that was all I could think about at the time, so.
Yes, because stabbing the thing that they might be using to track us wouldn't alert other things that could track us.
Fuck.
You good there? It sounds like you just sizzled some bacon into your lungs.
Yeah, I did.
The tree is being.
Oof,
I inhaled Mountain Dew. Oh, fuck.
that can't be good.
Oh,
No.
jeez.
Hold on. I need to clean that
You're
up.
supposed to drink that, not inhale it.
Yeah,
I'd like
no.
to
Not
do
Coke.
an investigation of the area.
Give me a roll.
Hmm.
10, so not that impressive.
As you look around, now that everyone's migrated to the front, or Oog and Kronk has migrated to the front porch. No, there's nothing around. Saf is still keeping pace on his light trot. The sun has fully set now. There's a light mist starting to roll in with the evening dew, but other than that, there's not really any change in the environment.
Do I notice any change in Saf's attitude?
No, he's still like trotting along, bobbing to something in his head. He's in his own little world right now, just doing his job.
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay.
I'll do a perception check, I guess, for whatever the heck we're all out here for instead of me taking a nap.
Okay. Because, yeah, you have no clue what's really going on.
Okay, 9 plus a d4, 9, 10, 11 plus a d4. I've been going through my stuff. Apparently, I've been missing bonus dice. I'm supposed to be getting it. Okay,
Nice.
15.
You don't seem to notice anything. There are the squirrels hopping around in the trees. There's Tulio running around the top of the shack. Yum.
But I noticed a raven with a 15.
Yeah, you could call in your raven if you want. It's in the area.
I'll give a.
He's never too far from the cart since you are traveling.
Okay. And I'll call him in and then I'll feed him a bit. And be like, hey, bud, keep an eye out for something.
And as he's like pecking at the food that you give him, he like gives you a nod.
Okay, I'm going back to bed. I'll go back to the front room and just like curl up in whatever corner I was in.
You want to lay back down on your pile of leathers that you've kind of nested in?
Yes,
Wonderful.
because they woke me up from a perfectly good night's sleep for this shit.
And then we leave Kronk and Oog on the front porch and Tulio on the roof.
I'll walk into my room and sleep on my bed.
And Kronk goes and falls into his
Talking,
pile of money and
after
just
talking to
sinks.
my squirrel for a second,
Okay.
but I'll do that in my room.
Okay. But yes, Tulio, the trail seems to still be growing and following. There's a slight pulsing in the tree, but it is a different. I'm trying to think of what color I told you it was before.
Gold is what you said before.
It was gold? Okay, so yeah, now it's more of like a warm ember. It seems to be shifting and fading a little bit.
Okay. Well, definitely keeping watch on where that's coming from. And still making sure to like pay a lot of attention to the water area.
Mm-hmm. But say, Abercrombie is still keeping watch on the water bins.
Okay. That is very
And you
helpful.
notice a raven on the back, like railing, just chilling.
Okay.
Seems to be chilling with Abercrombie. Not too closely, but chilling.
Gotcha.
And Kronk has passed out. Buford has passed out. Oog
My pile of money.
is
I'm gonna sit on the front porch and watch Saf just enjoy his time pulling the cart.
just sit on the riding or coach's bench there on the front.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'll say I hope my drawing helped a little bit, as poor as it is.
Yes. Yes, it did.
But as we go through the night, there doesn't seem to be much interaction. The woods start to thin more and more as the road turns into a heavy sand, almost into a cobblestone. It's very much more of loose gravel, I guess, right now, honestly.
Okay.
And the surrounding soil seems to be turning more into like a sand. So you're definitely getting into the outskirts of settled land, you start to feel. The woods start to thin. And I think Tulia would start to see fields starting to pop up of like large fields, but you don't see any houses yet.
Okay. So it's like a Great Plains type area.
Yeah.
So nothing alarming, just fields and no houses.
Mm-hmm.
Tracker's still on us, unfortunately.
Yes.
Can I
It,
do an Arcana check on that? I don't know
yes.
jack shit, but can I like just fucking investigate it since I'm up here?
You could do an Arcana check, or you could
It doesn't
speak to
matter. It's a
your
nat one.
patron.
It does not matter. It's a nat one.
Yeah, you're
Doesn't
like, that's
fuck
a
your shit, dude.
That's a glowy pattern right there.
that's magic, probably.
Could be
Pretty
witchcraft. Could
sure.
be magic. I'm not sure which one. Yeah, I'm super helpful on that one.
Yeah, you just got bardic inspiration
I can up my one.
though.
I mean, you do have another source you could ask for help from.
That is true. I was actually thinking about that before the session. I was thinking about doing that.
Because you still have your little friend.
Oh, are they still here?
Oh yeah, they're still been active through all of this.
Is anyone else like awake or near that I can tell?
No, everyone is still asleep. It's only about 3 a.m. at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna summon up my spear. I'm gonna like sit down, lay it across my lap. And I'm gonna say, Lunalos, I need to get out of this situation. Could you help?
You look around you and notice that the boulder orb that Buford had cast starts to shift and warp a little bit as the pale gray boulder facade starts to almost ooze shadows down the side of it, and a new layer is formed over it. You start to notice 3 dots, just like someone's shining a laser pointer in 3 spots out into the distance about 200 yards.
Okay. About 200 yards, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bow my head and say, thank you. I now know where. I have to figure out what the fuck to do with that. Spells, maybe? Oh! Ha! All right. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
What you got?
I'm going to use Summon Shadow Spawn,
Beautiful.
which is in Tasha's. It makes a friendly little shadow boy. And it actually does specify that they are friendly shadow boys. So that's fun. And they'll
Those hostile shadow people are fucked up.
yeah, shades have a very low challenge rating, but that's deceiving. Very deceiving. Let's see. So oh, I get to choose an emotion. I'll say despair. The creature resembles a misshapen biped marked by the chosen emotion. Creature is an ally to you and your companions. So you guys are safe from the shadow as well. Let's initiative. It has an int of 4, so it's not like it's not smart,
Mm-hmm.
but it can hit some stuff.
So as you cast, if you look in the chat, you might see
I saw that. Okay.
but yes, he would take the emotion of like your choice and whatnot, but that
Right.
is his base like general form at this
Gotcha.
point.
So he actually has any creature other than you this turn within 5 feet. Oh, hilarious. Okay. All right. I'm talking to my buddy here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna name him Raja. All right, Raja. What I need you to do is I need you to go out and you see where those laser pointer things are. I need you to go to where the creatures are that are there, and then show them how sad life truly is. Specifically, Weight of Sorrow. Any creature other than you that starts its turn within 5 feet of the spirit has its speed reduced by 20 feet until the start of that creature's next turn. And keep pace with them if you can.
Okay. Is that all for your commands?
Yeah, it has a movement speed of 40 feet, just so you're aware.
Wonderful. As you give your command, he like just falls backward off the cart with the most sorrowful face and just lands flat on the ground and then shifts into snakes on the ground within the shadows, slithering towards your targets.
Hopefully that'll help a little bit.
But you're continuing through the night.
Yeah, because we established he isn't
Moment.
useful to tell me shit.
Yeah, he is a mute, but
Yeah, and with an int of 4, it's not like I can ask him questions. So.
yeah, very basic.
I'm sure that this will be a thing as well. It has his HP here. Armor class 11, hit points, 35 plus 15 for each level of the 3rd level. I think it's at 3rd level, so 50 HP and an AC of 11.
Okay.
I'm sure that's useful stats to you, and I don't need to know what's going on because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I was about to say it's very much out of sight at this point, especially within the darkness. Rolls are happening.
Yeah,
and
that's why I said I'm giving you the stats that I'm sure that you'll need. So
Yeah.
I'll just let whatever happens happen.
Just have one more thing. Because I would say you would definitely be able to tell if he got dispelled or like destroyed or whatnot. And
I would assume so.
Yeah, you definitely notice a change of some nature.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be any change, and you just feel it always in the distance, almost as if it's like hopping between the 3 points, doing a thing, and then going to the next one.
And I can keep this up for an hour.
Okay. Um, yep. Nothing really happens from what you can tell.
Yeah, I didn't figure it would. This is just a little Hail Mary attempt that Tulio's throwing out there that he conjured up in his fucking bullshit-addled mind.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, to be fair, you do now, or Tulio now knows that there are 3 targets. They maintain the 200 feet, like, radius behind almost precisely, but they don't seem to be wanting to get closer.
Okay.
I would say would be logical presumptions you can come from that exercise.
Gotcha.
um, Making me do a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
I excel at that.
Making the DM work. Look at you.
I excel at that, sorry.
I
I
mean,
use
it's
spells
fine.
in weird ways.
I enjoy it because I have to think about it for a second, but you have a very calm and peaceful evening as you roll into the dawn, and this is day 6 of travel, so you only have 1 more before you get to Cape Copper.
Copper Spring or something.
I believe it was Cape Copper.
Yeah. 3 days away from Cape Copper. Oh, are people waking up?
Yeah, I would say the first few people would start waking up like an hour before sunrise. Because realistically, they weren't up that late. They just
Right.
had the little scare from Kronk.
Yeah, naturally, I just typically assume Kronk is one of the first up since, you know.
Yeah,
Kronk.
his routine.
Yep.
Which, yeah, I would say Kronk or Oog, but Oog's rather lazy, it seems, in the mornings, so.
During the daylight, is there any shift in the bubble with the new edition?
I would say it just has a slightly darker hue than it did before. I don't think anybody else would really notice a difference outside of maybe Buford when he wakes up.
Okay. Kronk, come up here for a moment. I need to show you something.
Kronk.
Never mind, you sleep in. It's fine. Sticks my head back up.
Sticks your head down into his bedroom, just sees the pile of gold.
You're
just
obviously
shift
still
and
sleeping. Comes back
turn.
up.
Best say you could hop down on the front porch.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
Kronk.
Fucking
As soon as you close the hatch, his head pops out of the gold. Kronk, you have a faint feeling that someone was calling your name.
Huh. I'm gonna go and check on Tulio. God damn it.
You just saunter over to the ladder. What is it, a rope ladder or is it like peg ladder on the wall?
Yeah, on the wall.
Peg ladder? Bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you climb the peg ladder and open the hatch, you just see Tulio, like, what's Tulio doing after you close the hatch and you're like, damn it, he's still asleep.
I just went back to. I'm just like kicking back since I'm like, people are gonna be waking up soon. I'm just gonna, and we're under a dome anyway, so I'm just gonna be kicking back for a moment, just relaxing now that the sun is coming up.
Fair. I would say he pops up as soon as you're like walking away.
I scream and say, Tulio, watch out, puppet squirrel.
I jump.
Give me a... Oh, I'm gonna make this... What's your bad? Athletics check?
Athletics
with
check.
disadvantage.
All right. Disadvantage. All right. Well, the first roll's an 18 plus 8, and then the second one is an 8 plus 8. So that'll be 16.
So I would say you just like full on dive over and under like the paper or banister sign of Mudka's.
The Mudkas.
The Mudka's sign, yeah. And are just like, where?
Kronk, where's the squirrel? Where's the puppet? You can't do that to me after all night being on watch. I'm jumpy, man. Okay, I need to. There was something I was gonna say to you. Oh, I think I found out where the things that are following us are coming from.
All right.
And I'm trying to help. I'm not sure if it is actually helping, but I tried. So, if you look like right there, and I'm gonna like point to where I'm seeing the little laser dots.
And Kronk does see like very faint red pinpoints in the distance, but you're still waking up and you're like, okay.
All right.
So I enhanced the barrier last night, and I'm pretty sure that it's showing us what's looking at us.
Well,
And from what these dots have been following us all night at about the same distance.
how far?
How far did we go last night, God?
No, how far away are they? You tool.
About, what did I say, 600 yards? Something like that.
They are currently trailing at a constant 200 feet
200
behind.
yards. Okay, you said yards earlier, so I thought it was like
my
600
bad.
feet.
Yeah. Nah,
About 200 feet?
yeah, 200 feet at this point,
Okay.
but you have
About
also
200 feet
traveled
back.
about 10 miles.
They've stayed at about 200 feet back for about 10 miles of travel last night.
I see.
But on the upside, at least we know they're there.
Well,
They should have been slower, and honestly, we should have outpaced them. But they're still there.
I see.
I figured I'd bring that to your attention before I went to sleep. K-Knight curls up underneath the Mudka's banner and just goes to bed.
Tulio, get your ass down there and go to sleep in the bed.
Just like, fine. He just crawls downstairs and goes to bed.
Full exorcist moment, just like crawls down the hatch
Just-
and falls
Just
into
drags
the
myself,
pile of gold.
falls through the thing.
Like ragdoll.
Full on.
Well,
And yes,
I
you
guess
fall
it's
into the
time to
softest
wake up.
crash pit.
I guess it's time to wake up the toad and the monkey musician man thing. Fucking work.
Pretty sure he's
Who
more
can have
frog
work?
than toad. Toads don't need to be submerged.
I'm honestly thinking
Right.
like a mix between a toad and an oxalotl.
Yeah, probably.
You just want to have him have the main.
No, I'm trying to create a reason that he would have to be submerged because that's more of an amphibian.
Yeah, it's like
Wet
it's
skin
trying to figure out
amphibian.
biology.
Yeah, biology
Don't
and how
dark
things
frogs
work.
need the
Mhm.
the humidity
They
in
need
the
high
Amazon?
humidity. They don't necessarily need to be submerged.
I
Yeah.
mean, now where they live, they might as well be submerged.
I
Yeah,
mean,
literally.
yeah.
Saying, in
200%
the humidity's
humidity.
you know,
We just toss him into a rainforest and he magically doesn't need to submerge anymore.
I mean, maybe
Mhm.
if you find that biome. His species has to come from somewhere.
just saying. I'm pretty sure that's who they were ripped off of, was dark frogs.
Fair, probably.
Technically,
Maybe in the original
Colors, yeah.
bullshit.
yeah, according to the original
This
source
is
book
Cannadill
from
Grunge.
Wizards.
This ain't Wizards. I don't claim any of that, so they can't claim any of my shit.
Fuck the
Fair.
Wizards.
We play bad D&D incorrectly. Thank you very much.
The only way to play.
I mean, when it's all homebrew, yeah. But, so Tulio's gone to bed, so he's down for 4 hours. Krunk's heading his way into well, at this point, the living area, where Buford is still, I would say, vaguely waking up in his leather nesting area that used to be your leather scraps. And Oog is chilling in his vat of Oog ooze
Mhm.
at this
Oob
point.
stew.
Oog
Oog
stew,
stew.
yes.
Oog soup.
Look at that oob stew.
But yeah, at this point, it's just the pure mucus, viscous nastiness, and you can't see through it. What color is it again?
I think
Purple
we
is what he
decided it was
said
Purple?
originally.
Yeah.
Purple mucus, orange, hideous
Detailing?
skin.
Yeah.
Oob. Get up.
You like knock on the pot. You know how they say never tap on the glass? You never got told that because that hasn't been invented yet. Your kind has never
Yeah,
kept
but I'm
fish.
not.
Fish is food, not friend.
I'm not knocking on it with the thing. I'm taking like the metal ladle.
Oh, you're getting that
Dong,
reverb.
dong, dong.
Getting the
Yeah,
full, yeah.
I'm
I
hitting
just
on
bubble
it
to the top,
3
start going,
times.
He starts zenning with it.
He's the
Beautiful.
he's the frog in the pond, and he just becomes one with the ripples.
Mm-hmm.
Oob
Life
starts
is like a
floating
ripple.
in the perfect center of the pot, just floating.
I would say he would have the vocal cords to like start like
Croaking.
counteracting the croaking essentially, or honestly like
vibrating.
purring to where
Yeah.
he's making a counteracting like
So it doesn't
wave from the
Frequency.
knock.
fuck
Yeah.
this shit up here. Good
Start
time.
humming the counter frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
So there's like a double tone going off pretty close to me right now.
Yeah, this is definitely waking you up.
I'm gonna wake up and just spontaneously start playing to the double tone. I don't know what I'm playing, but I'm playing something.
I was about to say, what would the hurdy-gurdy match with a very deep hum tone, almost like Tibetan throat
Nothing.
singing?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, at a performance roll of 17, I'm
I would
thinking
say
it's
you
more
just
like a
start plucking
super.
it like the Asian. Oh, fuck, I can't think of what it's called. I want to say the three-string instrument.
I was gonna say I'm coming in like the lowest
With
octave
like
possible in my
the
hurdy
fan
gurdy,
pluck
but like
pick. You know what I'm talking about?
dead man's chest. Like, mm,
Yeah, the Saxon or Sanjon. Sanjon. Yeah, that is what I was thinking of.
title of my song. Oh, you're talking the instrument.
Yeah, what it would sound like, because that's the only thing that comes to mind for Tibetan throat singing backup music. That'd be
But yeah,
similar
I'm
to a
going
hurdy.
for more like all the sales.
That's fair. That would work.
Don't know where I
Um,
learned the song. It's just what I'm hitting on.
Bardic inspiration is a wonderful thing. You don't need to know where it came from. You were just inspired. Um, that's how you know how to play the hurdy-gurdy, technically.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm a
It's why
completely
you're
stealth
a
bot.
bard, even though you kind of hate it. You didn't get a
What is
choice.
my?
Ha ha ha. Natural magic, bitch. Anyway, um,
Is my college? Oh, College of Eloquence.
mm,
Somehow. Damn. Okay, that's it. Now I'm awake though.
yes, you are awake and you've given, I'd say, Kronk and Oog inspiration, and Tulio, you're actually having a beautiful sleep. Not because you can hear anything outside, purely because of that microfiber cooling metal bed. the pile of coins. You get great benefits from sleeping in pure gold, apparently.
High quality.
My bones don't ache when I wake up.
Yes.
Scrooge McDuck sleep.
That lower back pain that you've been feeling for the last 3 years, suddenly gone, and you're just now noticing it.
I'll have to get me one of these.
And one of these, and one of these, and one of these. As you just start like stacking the coins. But
In
low-key
your
also
sleep.
sleeping, yeah. Fancy magics are a hell of a thing. Even your subconscious loves them.
I'm just in my dreams. I've just turned into a dragon. I'm curling up on a giant pile of coins.
Beautiful. And yes, we have the band out front. What would you guys like to do now?
All right. Tulio showed me some shit before he went to bed. There are 3 red dots off in the distance behind us that have followed us at a consistent distance. So, he thinks we're being followed. What do y'all think?
I don't know nothing about any of this. But okay.
I fucked with your barrier.
I say he wouldn't have noticed that yet. He hasn't gone outside yet.
Okay.
Let me know when the fighting starts.
Got it. So I guess we just go and sit back and wait.
I mean, I can't do shit unless it's an actual conflict or something pops up. Right now, it's just a color behind us. Ooh, I'm not some mystical mage. So I'm gonna sit in my pot and I'm gonna Thank you.
Oog
I'm
has
hearing
gotten
all of this
very.
in character.
It's like bleeding into your dreams somehow. But I would say Oog is feeling very feisty because he hasn't been able to do his morning yoga in 6 days, or no, 5 days now.
Or kill anything properly.
I mean, 'tis life on the road. You knew it was gonna be tough, but you're definitely
Not
cranky.
looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to making it to Cape Copper in this supposedly much more developed place than where
The
you've been
heathens
so
of where we
far.
started.
Yes.
We started at Wellspring. That's Kronk's house.
I'd say that's Kronk's home. Don't badmouth it too much. He's the one that's still got a lot of cookware around you.
My knives are sharp.
He does have some very sharp knives, like hanging on the wall. They all have like a custom hole hook. Obviously, all the blacksmith's work. They have like little beaver tails embezzled on them.
Okay, I'll dip my 3 daggers in Oog's pot on my way out to the porch. And then I'll sit down on the. What was it? We killed a boar head that I put for my stool on the back porch, right? Last night? Or whatever creature we killed last
No,
night.
that
Put
was the lion
Rhinoceros.
rhino. Yeah, rhino head.
The rhino head. The puppet rhino head. There we go.
Yep.
And then I'll
There you
sit on
go.
my puppet rhino head and I just put the song in. I got in. I'm feeling a vibe and it's coming out very much about the song I put in chat.
But I say I can't listen to it because copyright issues on YouTube.
You can
But
sit
I
on
can
a
see it.
rhino's skull on top of its head and not get that fucking horn up your booty hole. Yes, you can. They have a plenty of
But I
noggin
said there's a
space.
whole head and
You
skull
can,
outside
but
of
do
that.
you want
I was about to
to?
say. But yeah, I would say as Kronk is the first to go out to the back patio to check on Abercrombie, and you walk out and you notice a raven has now landed and is chilling there that you don't remember from last night. However, Buford comes in following you quite closely.
Well, hey there, little buddy.
The
The
bird gives
raven's
you a little
gonna,
bow.
and then he hops over on my shoulder while I'm playing the hurdy-gurdy.
So is this yours?
I'm in the zone. I'm playing my song.
I don't think your song requires your mouth, and if you're walking, you can interact.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring him.
Ah, the rude RP. I love it.
He's concentrating on
So
his
yeah, he just
musical
walks out behind
endeavors.
you. You asked your question, and he just moves over to the railing and sits down and like stares off into the distance, trying to look stoic, but not really, because he's still a young half orc.
I push him off.
Give me a roll.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Tyler, give me a dexterity check, actually.
Dex check.
And Connor, strength.
24.
Yeah, he gets me. I only got an 11.
So, as he sits down, you push him, and he starts to fall back, and he like flails a little bit. But somehow, the raven that's on his shoulder flaps his wings hard enough to pull him back up and just still sitting on the railing.
That was neat. Nope. What's Oog doing?
Oog's still in his pot.
Still in its pot? Alright,
Still in my
Sif,
pot,
go
huh?
ahead
Still
and
in your
stop.
pot. Say again, Krunk.
Alright, Sif, go ahead and stop.
And you're yelling this from the back porch?
Yep.
Bet. Just wanted to clarify. As you yell it out and Sif like slows down, the cart stops, but you don't have visual on him.
Alright. I do my normal thing. I take a walk around the cart, check everything, make sure everything's good.
So as you walk around, you investigate and examine the cart. It seems to be holding up very well. There's very little like damage or roughage building up around the wheels, such as the dirt and soil, little bit of sand from your travels. But as you make it around to the front, you notice that Saf is no longer harnessed, and you just notice him running off into the distance, frolicking into the woods. You can still see him perfectly easy. He's just off doing his thing.
Oh shit. Alright. I'm gonna go and wake up Tulio.
As you walk into your room, you just see your pile of coins and two eyes. That seems to be like, there almost seems to be an extra eyelid or a hazing or something weird up with his eyes that make him different, but you just see two eyes chilling in the coins.
Nah, fuck that. I said you disintegrate someone. I turn around and walk out. Not doing that.
So if I look out past the back of the porch, do I notice these 3 dots 200 feet out?
Yes, you would see the laser points.
Okay. If the cart stopped, I'll start walking toward them. Fuck it. And then as I walk through it, there's a pop and a glitter from my sphere popping as I go through it.
Mm-hmm. And Tulio, I think you would definitely feel the barrier breaking, but it doesn't
Gotcha.
necessarily pull you out of sleep.
Gotcha. It's like one of those. It's like hearing your alarm clock go off and you start hearing that weird noise while you're dreaming.
Yeah.
I will approach the dots.
But as you get closer to the dots, you don't seem to notice anything around you. Like, they aren't covered by anything, they just seem to be floating wisps of red energy still there, but like there's nothing there.
Is there still like the laser pointer going back toward the trailer from those dots?
No, there's no line to them, they're just points.
Okay. Uh, well, yeah, it doesn't look like I have anything.
Can I do an investigation while I'm meditating?
In your pot? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try prestidigitation on one of the dots and see if it goes out or disperses or not.
Is Buford still playing music?
You get to hold on to the inspiration for a bit, so you have it if you want to use it.
And that's a +5?
No, hang on. Let me go over. You get an extra dice to roll.
Ooh.
I thought it was an extra d6 or something like that, d4.
D6 for me. I get to give a D6 that you can roll with the rest of your dice.
So you cast prestidigitation. Don't mind me. But it doesn't seem to have any effect.
Okay. Well,
As you mess with it, it seems to like stand up and start to circle around the cart. Not at a super fast pace, but like you could jog and keep up with it. But it just seems to, yeah, be circling the cart now.
yeah.
Or starting to.
And I'm gonna guess all of us notice this.
Anyone that is outside and can see it, and I'm waiting for Oog's investigation check.
17.
So you haven't seen the red marks yet since you haven't gone outside, and the barrier's popped, so I might actually have to roll some to see if you can see them. But I would say you know that the barrier has no longer cast around the cart, that Saf has distanced himself a bit from the cart, and that Buford is not super close to the cart either. You would notice people missing, essentially.
I gather myself and prepare for war.
Beautiful. Starts getting dressed in the kitchen.
Hey, then go ahead and get Tulio up while you're at it.
All right, I grab a ladle.
I love
So, I think this is the first time Oog has actually walked in and looked around Kronk's bedroom, and yeah, you just see this pile of gold coins and these two grayed out, almost icy blue eyes piercing through the pile of money in a little, like, hump.
That must be him. What a prestigious dwelling resting area for such a large species. So what happens when you don't spend all your money on everything else? I go up to the sleeping pair of eyes, or the pair of eyes anyways.
Yeah, it's a
Like-
pair of eyes.
If you don't get up and out there, well, they're calling for you. I will chase you out with the ladle.
Mother, I didn't do anything to the servants, I swear.
Oh, that sounds guilty. I lightly bop him on the noggin.
What?
As soon as
You're
you
being
bonk
called
him,
for.
the, like, whatever was covering his eyes fades and disappears, and you just see his regular. Loki, I forgot what eye color you have.
I wrote it down somewhere.
I'm pretty sure it's on your character screen.
Description.
Yeah.
Uh,
Silver hair, black eyes. Or yeah, you
That's
had the
it.
black eyes with just like a single slit or whatever.
That's
Or were they
right.
just no, they were just
No, they were
completely
solid
blacked
black.
out.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yep.
So yes, they changed to a very solid blue, but almost with a cat pupil
Okay.
whenever you're sleeping, as Oog and Kronk
Kronk
gotta
are
look
nowhere.
at. Yeah.
And I'm
Go on
asleep,
now.
so I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you have no clue about it, but
I'm big sleeping. Alright, but I'm awake now.
yes.
I've been bonked.
You've been bonked and you wake up. Your eyes go back to the full blacked out look, I suppose.
Did something happen? Did the things get closer?
They are getting closer, and it does not feel safe outside, so I would prepare for some exercise.
Alright. I'll go take up my position. I just crawl up onto the roof.
I march outside, throwing the ladle back in the kitchen.
So
Well-
as Tulio gets onto the roof, you would notice that they aren't necessarily getting closer, but they are now circling, and you just see Buford like jogging along with one.
Trying to, like you're trying to catch a firefly. I'm just clapping at the one that's like right in front of you.
Give
Interesting.
me a roll real quick then.
A straight.
Yeah, just straight roll.
I'm gonna mute to die real quick. One moment.
You're good.
Well, there you go. I'm big balling. That's a solid 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like a 4-year-old trying to catch fireflies.
Yep.
Well,
I
isn't
was
he
hoping for a vacant, derpy look in my face.
And yes, Oog, as you get out, are you going to the front porch or back porch? Or do you want to follow Tulio to the roof?
I head to the front porch to observe what's going on there first.
So yes, you would be able to see that Saf is just like chilling off in the distance, doing his thing, stretching, you know, as you do whenever you take off a harness.
Kinda worried about that, not gonna lie.
But you would also see Buford, yeah, off in the distance, trying to catch one of them poorly. And isn't that where Kronk is?
No, I'm around the cart.
Oh yeah, are you still investigating it and like seeing if it's damaged and whatnot, or are you
Well-
just chilling?
after I, well,
Because, yeah, you did
I'm
that a
going
while
to
ago.
assume I would have noticed Fuckstick running off. So,
Oh, yeah, you've been watching all that.
yeah, so
I just
that's
didn't know really where you were around the cart
Yeah.
after it stopped and you
towards
inspected
the
it.
back.
Okay, bet. But yeah, you would see all
Because
this.
if he dies, I need to know how fast we need to go.
Fair.
Theoretically, since I can launch a squirrel, could I launch an oog?
You could try, but I would require a roll to see if you
I will
can
keep
make it
this in mind
big
for later.
enough. Yeah.
I will keep this in mind for later.
Because Oog's a bit bigger, and the sack to hold the ammo, and the catapulting, and the energy required is a bit different from a squirrel.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like a couple ropes on like essentially like a swing set swing attached to a thing that I essentially like catapult him with.
Okay. If you wanted to
Like a
go
staff.
that way, we already have the like sling baby carrier in your
Yeah, essentially.
portfolio. Because you used it earlier in this series. I think on day 3.
Yeah, we were running from something. I think it might have been Saf actually.
Yeah, you were
I don't
running
know.
from Saf.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would give you that. You could lightly modify the baby swing to not be like a harness and be more like a flat swing to like throw them with.
Lit. I will keep that in mind for later and future combat technique.
Bet. But yeah, I'd say that's within the realm of your abilities. But yes. I would say Saf is gonna be chilling and kind of just wandering about for a bit. Because he's been walking for a while. Buford, how long do you want to try to catch them? That.
For like
The
a
thing.
solid minute, and then I'll just be like, fuck this shit, and head back to the porch.
Bet. So yeah, y'all are chilling around the cart that is currently stationary. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go check in with Saf and see, make sure he's getting a good stretch out.
Are all of them circling or just one?
Just the one that Buford was chasing, really. The others kind of stayed still once he was circled around and away from them.
Gotcha.
So one is now more towards the front right side of the cart by 10 degrees, and the other two are like back 45 to the left and back 25 to the left.
Okay.
I like to check for water.
Give me a nature check. Because you're surrounded by fields of like long grass and like cattle
Solid
feed,
14.
from what you can tell. Maybe wheat of some nature.
Okay.
14.
Yeah.
I think you could see maybe a well off in the distance in the middle of a few fields.
Alright.
Like at a
Okay.
crossroads of 4 fields. There's like a well rock
Okay.
structure of some nature in the distance. But it's
Hey
about
guys.
400 feet or yards. This one will be yards.
Hey guys. I think I see. I'll point at it. I think I see like a well or something about 400 yards that away. In case
Well,
anyone
good.
needs.
We could use a refill on our water.
Indeed.
Is there a completely empty barrel on the back porch?
There'd be like 10% left in the one barrel that you've been actively using. Oog didn't use any except for the one time. The 2 other times that he has needed, he has used a nearby water source.
So it's
But
10% empty or 10% full?
10% full because y'all still have to consume it and like rations and shit. I'm still keeping track.
We should leave
Okay.
two. If we're gonna go to the well, we should leave 2 people at the cot to guard.
Agreed. I'll stay here.
Because,
with
yeah,
Or-
Oog is currently 200 feet away with Saf, and Saf is just like rolling on the ground on his back, getting a good scratch, rubbing up
Tulio.
against the trees, getting a good, like, that harness is starting to bed down his fur and he doesn't like it.
Tulio, you can stay here with me. We'll guard the cart. And then Oog and Buford can go and get the water.
All right, and I'll just sit back down on the roof.
But,
I head
and,
back to the cart.
well, I would say, Kronk, you hand Buford like a very large water bladder, like 2 full deer hides water bladder to fill.
Yes.
That way you can fully fill up everything. And I would say Buford starts walking towards Saf and Oog before, like, you finish checking on Saf, honestly.
Considering Buford's a farm boy and a teenager, I fully expect a "you're not my dad."
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to interject, you can. That's just the general flow that I think is
Yeah.
going. If you
No,
want
I
to
just
edit
thought it.
anything, please do.
I just thought that was funny because, like, yeah, as a teenager and a farm boy, I could just see this being like his morning chore that his dad sent him on. So it's like, "You're not my dad. You can't tell me to go get the water."
Mm-hmm.
I can see it too.
Beautiful.
I will look
Does
at it. I'll be like, I left the fucking ranch for this shit.
I left the ranch to stop ranching, and I'm still ranching?
What the fuck is this
I look-
bullshit?
You have a
I
flashback
will.
of whenever you told your father and mother the first time you wanted to go out adventuring, and they're like, "What's the difference?" And you're like, "There's adventure out there."
It's been casting a dome and sitting on a car,
Mm-hmm.
being chased by Saf.
No, begrudgingly in a very pouty mood because I understand the necessity of this. It doesn't mean I have to like it.
He has the sullenness of a teenager being told to do his chores.
Mm-hmm.
When you see it go, you watch my eyes, the thought run across my brain of,
So
you know,
if
you
your
could
eyes
do this
get
and
rolled
I
really
could
hard,
guard the wagon, but I've been sitting down a lot, so I'll fucking do it anyway just to stretch my legs productively. But none of this is said out loud. This is just the thought you watch run across
This
my
is all just
eyeballs.
the snide teenager look that
Yeah.
you get as he grabs the water satchel
Starts
Good
walking
stop.
for the
and
Yeah,
well.
starts,
walks
yeah.
over to Oog. What goes
I
to get
start
Oog to
walking.
tell him they were volunteered.
I'm not even going to go to Ook. I'm beelining it straight toward where I saw the well.
I mean, Saf is
If
kind of like
Ook,
in the middle of one of the fields between you and the well.
Some
Like
I
the
sort
well's
figured it was like a
crossroads.
15-degree. I thought it was like a 15-degree off to the side to them.
It's like 2
But yeah,
degrees off
whatever.
from where they're at.
But yeah, I'm not intentionally moving toward Ook. I'm just going straight for the well.
Fair. So yeah, Oog, you would just notice Buford huffing and puffing and like
Stomping.
stomping through the fields towards the well with this giant water bladder.
Oh, look at the young lad.
You're just like chilling there, rubbing Saf's belly. He's just straight up stretching and like chilling on his back in the field. Like, I don't know what grain this is, but it's great.
Good scratching grain.
Good scratching grain.
Sounds like I need to keep an eye out for a good scratcher for you.
It would be appreciated. Yes. Not Oog. Buford, give me a strength check to see how full you can get that water bladder in one throw as you like after you tie it to the well line. because it's just like a base rock well buildup that goes down further than you can see, but there's definitely water at the bottom, and there's like a solid A-frame of a pulley system.
5.
So you get it half full when you pull it up, and it's pretty heavy, but you could definitely handle more if you really wanted to, or you could just take half back and it will probably fill the barrel, you figure.
I'll just let go of the rope, let it drop back down again, and then I'll reel it up, see where it's at.
Give me one more strength check.
Dirty 20.
Hey.
You get it full to the brim, and it's a struggle to get it up, honestly, but you get it up and over the well, and you cap it. You hoist it over your shoulder like a sack of potatoes or other
Like a
root
grain
vegetable.
Like a hay bale.
I wouldn't say hay bale, because that's more of throwing or hauling.
Well, I'm thinking he a half orc. So he's like bigger and stronger than the average man. So like lifting a hay bale, throwing it over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, no, only Buford and Kronk could probably carry this by themselves when it's
Yeah.
full,
That's what,
honestly.
yeah.
And you
on the
definitely
way
see in
back.
the distance, just it looks like he's hauling a dead body over his shoulder.
On the way back, I want to make sure I work in like 20 deep lunges with the bag across my shoulders, 20 overhead presses with the water bag. Like I'm going to get like a circuit workout walking back with this water bag.
So as he was begrudgingly to do his chores, he automatically set into his old habits of working out while doing chores. Um,
Yep, pretty much.
and this is, yeah, all what you all see as you go back to the cart, Buford. Um, I would say at this point, Saf is kind of just like chilling, laying down around the cart. Um, would anyone like to do anything?
I would like to do an observation check of my surroundings while I'm enjoying the field with Saf.
So you would notice, honestly, nothing. You would have come into
Yeah.
the field towards midday. The sun's starting to set, honestly, for the night. Honestly, even at like the walking like side paths around these fields and like the crossroads where the well is, you don't see a lot of foot traffic or like heavy compressment that you would normally see from a heavily worked field. Trying to think of what else you would notice as just your passive. Um, but yeah, honestly, it's a very calm and nice evening.
I asked Saf, do you sense anywhere that would be a good place to drop my poison pot fluid?
You see his middle head and the snake tail like raise their heads to the sky and sniff around. There doesn't seem to be any caves nearby. And this is kind of a farmer's field, so they might not appreciate that. We might just want to store it if we can. I mean, you can just dump it. I don't give a shit. This ain't my land, but like,
Yeah, but
yeah.
we might need the connection to the farmer later on, and I don't want to ruin the possibility of using them.
Yeah, and I don't really like the idea of poisoning the ground. No offense. I know you are kind of just poison thing. I still don't really know
Yeah.
what you are, but you're chill.
Yeah, I'd rather not poison the beautiful land around me. That's why I prefer
Yeah,
to like find a swamp or somewhere that's got poison areas.
I mean, we're like a mountain, so there is no
Ooh.
greenery.
Or like a lava pit that I can just drop it in.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. We'd probably need to head towards those mountains. And he gestures off towards the west, like miles away. You see a faint mountain line.
You been there?
Oh, no, not at all, but mountains often mean
Have volcanoes.
maybe, hopefully, I can hope.
Plan on venturing that way one day?
Maybe. This is the furthest I've been.
Alrighty.
He like looks around inquisitively, honestly.
And I get up and stretch, and I go back to the cart to grab a pail to go get some fresh water for my pot, since it's probably dissipated a lot of liquid just with evaporation.
I was about to say, your ooze doesn't really evaporate unless it's heated, and I don't think there's been a flame lit for a minute underneath the pot, at least.
How
I'm gonna
full
go
is my
ahead and fix
ooze?
food.
You have the pot like 80% full, so it won't splash around if the road gets rough, but like it's more than enough to submerge in.
Okay. I still grab a second pot to fill with fresh water,
Okay.
like a one I can easily carry from the well back to the cart.
Yeah, the 3-gallon pot
Yeah.
is the other next size down, honestly, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to pee, honestly, so quick intermission.
I have to pee as well, so that works.
Wonderful. As Oog goes and gets his
So I-
water, we go and release our water.
Go make water for Oog.
Coincidence? I think.
Okay, gross. Ew. I don't approve of this and do not condone, will not participate in this. Fan fiction,
You fill the
non-canon.
well.
Why is the rain yellow?
Why is the well yellow? I didn't touch it, Oog says. I
I was
didn't
about to
touch
say,
it.
to be fair, Oog is purple ooze, not yellow, so that would be kind of sketch. Anyway.
Moving on. Ah. Do the shave all the way skin tight on the sides. It's hard not to go back. It's so just having to breathe, and then you can have some. Yeah, yeah. Just shave the sides all the way down so you got nice airflow going, and then you got your fluffy on top. Yeah. Just tell him you want a butch cut. Oh.
God has signed back into the chat.
I have returned.
Oh, he has returned.
Opinions are being given.
Something out front. Um, but yeah. I think at this point, Saf would
That
probably
poor cat. It's
be
gonna have a heart attack.
um, going back to the
Oh,
cart
knees.
and kind of like trying to open the door to the main area of the cart.
I will bring Seth out 2 deer carcasses.
You just open the door with 2 sides of deer, and the look, the stars that glow in Saf's eyes is just like, yes.
I said both of them down for Seth. Well, I figured you'd be hungry, so here you go. Boys, dinner's almost done. And I go back in to finish cooking.
I see Saf's eyes as my fat kitten's eyes whenever I give her.
Sorry, what?
I said I see Saf's eyes as my fat kitten's eyes whenever I put more food in her food bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's 3
Essentially.
sets instead of 1.
Just, you have graced me with such gifts, I was going to die.
I was gonna steal that anyway. It's so much better to just be given.
That's right, servant. Feed me.
Literally.
How does Kronk feel about all of the subservient attitude he's getting?
Kinda weird.
Is this awakening something? Just has one of that moments. This better not awaken something in me. Not
Good
canon,
thing
just
I've
my
already
bullshit.
got a shitload of money.
True. Trust fund, baby.
I love
Thank you
it.
for adding. Beautiful. But yes, the sun has set. I'm just gonna call them red wisps at this point, have seemed to have gathered in the distance. Still
They're gathered up again.
behind you. And Saf is kind of just, yeah, chilling next to his harness, waiting until he's told to
Hey,
go again.
Saf. Do you know what those things are by chance?
He just looks up and looks over at them. His center head looks back over at you. Not really.
Okay.
They're kind of far away and they seem to be hidden? I don't know. I can't
Yeah, I
see them
can't.
quite right.
That's the idea I'm getting about them too.
They're definitely there. Maybe I can
And
catch
that's
them.
what's bothering me, is that they're definitely.
You see Saf, like, start to actually notice them and eyeball them and, like, get up and starts to, like, stalk them and go towards them. Let me get Saf's dice ready. He seems to be playing with them in the distance as they, like, circle the cart. They're still keeping their distance, but they are going so fast that they are almost making, like, a red ring around the cart when Saf chases
Okay.
them, and you only see, like, a shadow of Saf. Similar to the first time you interacted with him, but you don't feel any
Okay.
malicious intent, but you feel a little bit of fear from an unknown source. Very much toy vibes, though, from Saf.
I'm helping.
Hmm.
Hmm. I can't do
Are we waiting for me?
that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
You're the only person Saf really listens to. I just sort of distracted her with something that him did with things that made it happy.
I think them proper.
All right, Seth. Let's get settled up and get going quick.
So you've made your request, but Saf is still very much distracted with these entities.
Sorry about that.
I look at Croner like, well, what you gonna do?
I guess nothing right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
weird.
Waiting for me to tell this motherfucker to let's get going, and no, we go when it wants to go.
Give me a nature check real quick. Or animal handling.
23 with animal handling.
So as you go to bitch about him not listening to you, you look back over and he's all harnessed up and ready to go and starting to pull the cart.
All right then. Now, does anyone know exactly where we need to be going? We're just kind of on the trail.
Cape Copper. We're not too far away, if I'm not mistaken, from everything we've been told so far.
Saf's snake tail pops up and, yeah, addresses you. We are going to Cape Copper like you requested. There isn't really any other roads out here, as far as I know, and we haven't come to any forks or changes in direction.
Well, there, little friend, let's hurry up so we can get there.
So, as you make your request, a glint comes into Saf's snake eyes, and you just see him almost curl up into himself, close to the main body, and you can no longer properly perceive 4 legs under Saf. You seem to see 6 or maybe even 8. And you don't see woods around you or around the cart. You purely see blur of white and brown and green. You're not quite sure what the road is made out of anymore. It's just gray.
Everyone was on, right?
I'm going back to my pot and I'm pulling the lid on top.
Hanging on for dear life on the fucking roof.
I was about to say, I need Tulio, Kronk,
Little too fast.
and Buford. Were you out on the deck, or were you on at all?
Well, yeah, I would have been sitting on the porch on my
Because yeah, some time had passed.
rhino
and-
noggin.
Yeah.
When I came back, we could say I'm figuring in the time we covered, and I didn't speak up. I probably sat back down on my stool and was thinking away.
I mean, I was
So I'm
concerned
probably,
enough time had passed in between Saf getting distracted. Oog had already gotten his water by the time Saf was distracted, and yeah, you were
Well, he only
kind of just
chased the
chilling
wisp
around.
thing for like a minute, and then he came back to the cart. So yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
run
I'd say like 3
I'll be
minutes.
right back.
Okay.
But yeah.
yeah.
So I'm probably folded over the back railing, just regretting life.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Or we
Then
could
I
have
start
you
playing.
sitting on the back railing and you're just out of pure will and sheer lower leg power, you're just holding on with your legs for dear life. Just like,
Oh, this is gonna be
because
bad.
Good thing. Here's the vision I got.
Because I'll let you
Oh,
stay, you're locked in with your legs like around some of the banister or
My
baluster.
legs are locked. My legs are locked in from a lifetime of growing up on a ranch.
Yeah, because that is a
But
thing.
my whole upper body is like 90 degrees waving behind.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm playing Smokey and the Bandit.
I'll accept it. But I
As
will
we're going,
need.
I'm pretty sure you're about to see Tulio fly the fuck off the back of the cart like a missile.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Slightly better than what I thought it was gonna be.
I got your character
Luckily.
sheet.
13.
I would say you can very much have a chance to grab either the posts for the Mudka's banister, or yeah, that'd be alright for
Yeah. I'll snag.
or
I'm grabbing for
the
that.
banister itself.
Banister itself.
Bet.
I'm grabbing for that as quick as possible.
Bet. But Oog is inside, and I don't think he really notices any difference.
We were
Maybe
about to have a
even
Tulio torpedo.
Oog may be even like, oh, we're moving again. A lot smoother than before. Nice.
Time for a nap. Now I go back to meditating in my pot.
And then yes, we're just waiting on Kronk for his acrobatics check.
Oh, it's an acrobatics check. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my reaction too.
Because you're on the
16.
front porch. So you have a chance to grab either the side railings that are still there in between, like the front coachman's bench and the main porch, or you could grab onto the tree in the center of the porch after you've made your sassy remarks and asked to go quickly as can be.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab the tree and shit my pants a little bit.
Fertilize the tree, gotcha.
Yeah.
And
Seth,
again, 6
slow
inches.
down. I did not mean this fast.
So, as you grab onto the tree and shit your pants, tactically, um,
Of course.
Couldn't be anything but tactical.
of course, I think that warm ember glow, you you don't necessarily see it, but you definitely feel the warmth of it, almost as if it was a lightly kindled fire, seems to be
It's the
radiating
cooking
off the
thing.
tree. Um, as you grab onto it for dear life, as you are going Mach like 44 in a wooden wagon.
Oh shit, son.
As soon as you all make your saves and get locked into your positions, really, Oog is rather comfortable and just filling
As
up
it
his
should
pot.
be.
Would you like to light a fire under your pot, make your jacuzzi soup
Yeah.
thing? Bet.
Yes. Going for full relaxation back here.
Wonderful. Oog's having a nice spa night, getting ready for bed. Everyone else is holding on for dear life.
Yup. Oh, hunted.
Peasants.
Oh, I love this. I don't think you will have really any time to do anything else unless Kronk would like to say anything to Saf, but Saf
Slow
does.
down.
Well, Saf informed you that at this speed we can be at Cape Copper in 3 hours. If I slow down, it'll be a whole day.
Keep going.
Wonderful. So, you have no clue what's around you. It's all just a blur. I'm gonna say
I'm gonna shoot an
Tulio.
arrow off of the fucking cart. Come on, let me.
You're holding on to that tree unless you want to let go to try and do something, in which case you're falling into your front door. And I don't know
Face
if it was
plant?
ever shut properly. It may just be like slightly open, so there's a little bit of a breeze, you know?
So, how's the setup lengthways? So, falling into the front door
That's like another 10 feet. My scaling's very
into
bad.
like my bedroom door, which will go
No,
into my
into
bed.
like the kitchen crafting area.
No,
Your
which is gonna
bedroom is
fuck my
behind
shit
that.
up.
Don't be touching my jacuzzi.
I mean, at
Yeah.
best case, you could probably figure you're gonna fall through the door into the living room, maybe into the back wall, maybe into your room.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Maybe.
No,
If
there's
you
no
hit your
maybe about
room,
that.
it
That's
could be
gonna
real
hurt.
comfy.
I'm not. My luck is not that good tonight. I'm gonna go through everything and out the back door, and it's gonna be like, well, fuck, now I gotta walk.
No, he's talking about your
I
room.
wouldn't say it's not a direct line through
Yeah,
the
we're
place.
going mock Jesus. Wood and stuff don't really matter at mock Jesus.
We can go faster than warp. We can go ridiculous speed.
Ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
And I
We've
would
gone
say,
full plaid.
Damn, they've got
Kronk and
playing.
Tulio, you can just hear a faint, like in the distance, actively fading away constantly. Like, what did you say it was?
Smokey and the
Ludicrous
Bandit?
speed?
Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit music. As you're going ludicrous speeds. Kitsune speeds, maybe.
The eastbound and down.
Times 3.
Yep.
The only other
Play double
song that I
time.
could think of that'd be wonderful is, yeah, Double Time, Making My Way Downtown.
Yeah.
That'd be if we were pulling into the city at this speed.
We will be pretty soon, from what
You're
I
about to
understood.
be.
I'll switch if we actually make it to the city gates and we still keep speed.
Oh, you won't be able to tell.
Well,
I just wanted to let you
eastbound
have
and
a
out.
chance
Slash,
to
just
do
don't
things.
destroy my wagon.
So as soon as you finish saying "don't destroy my wagon," the blur starts to fade in. The sun is rising. There's definitely only been an hour's worth of travel done on your behalf, but more time has passed in the real world.
Huh.
There was a little
Yeah.
extra juice behind Mock Jesus, and you just see Saf with the biggest smile and joy of achievement because you are now at the front gates of Cape Copper. Before you, you see a massive, almost dwarven aspect gate of pure copper, shining with an ocean breeze cresting over it, but mountains of red earth surround this gate, and your surroundings is almost desolate desert. Welcome to
Oh,
Cape Copper.
shit. All right, boys. So what are we here for?
Pretty sure you brought. Who did bring us here? I woke up on with everyone telling me this is where we were going, so I'm honestly not too sure. I'm just sort of along for the point.
Buford?
You're the guys that said this is where we're going. I'm just traveling.
Dude.
I was tied
I'm
up. I have an
traveling to
excuse.
broaden my horizons.
All right. Well,
So, to refresh
get in
everyone,
there. All right.
sorry, since everyone did have their ambitions. Oog, you were here to find
I'm
out
fine.
if this is a better place to start your resource gathering to colonize.
Mhm. Yeah, find new places.
Kronk, you were here because Jeff needed you to figure out why their communications were cut because you haven't heard from Cape Copper in 3-4 months. And that's very abnormal. So this is a quest for you from Jeff. And yeah, Buford I think is just along for the ride because
I need to travel.
yeah, he needs experience as a young kid.
I'm
And
just trying to
Tulio was
find shit
tied
out.
up.
I'm on my room
And
spree.
yeah, Tulio has a lot of mysteries and backstory that I think he needs to remember.
Oh, I do, but I
He
was
does.
also, but to be here, I was like tied up
I
in
mean, yeah.
I think it was a burlap sack, then ropes, and then a box.
Yes.
If I have the notes written down correctly,
Yes, that is correct.
that is
I'm
how I got here.
yeah, you were asleep at the beginning and you're just kind of like, "Oh, guess this is where I'm going now." But you do
Yeah.
know of some underground things that you could find a lot more information about here.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you're standing at the gates of Cape Copper. There is a small what's the language everyone knows? Common?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
small sign in common that just says Cape Copper. Welcome. Knock on the gate 3 times for entry. You're
I
not
pound on
exactly
that gate
sure.
3 times.
Well, that's the thing. You're not really sure where the gate is because it's just seeming like a giant riveted copper wall, essentially.
Fuck it, right in front of me. Whatever
But
it is.
just like right in front where the path is leading.
Yeah.
But give me a strength check.
As he knocks, I'm going to snap with each knock and prestidigitation thunder.
Okay. So you walk up and you're like, well, I don't want to be rude. And you just go for like a couple regular knocks, but after each knock, a thunderous boom goes off. And it's like almost ear piercing, but like mostly just annoyingly loud. And you're like, I swear I didn't hit it that hard.
No, this is me being a dick, I guess. Oh,
I come out due to the ruckus, I guess.
I was about to say, you would definitely see this and you'd be like, oh, I guess we stopped.
Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. Oh well, we'll hear.
You do get your hour soak in,
Yeah,
so you're good for a bit,
I'm all
just as your
moist
personal
now.
notes. You're all moist and slimy.
I'm slick and
Thank you.
slime.
now put your clothes back on.
How rude to assume I came out unclothed.
His clothes would have a natural, like, drying effect, so he doesn't leak it everywhere, because he is rather clean. I am giving him that.
Retains the moisture.
All right.
To a point, yeah.
So he's not leaking all over my.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's not making your kitchen nasty or anything, just that pot. Just your
Okay.
largest pot.
What?
Big cauldron pot. Yeah.
Which I will put up with.
Which, yeah,
for now.
isn't that bad, but maybe a jacuzzi or something might be a good idea, specifically for Oog, maybe a fish tank.
I was thinking of keeping an eye out for something like a tank of some
Maybe
sort.
another tank for the back specifically for him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oog,
could always
an
make
Oog
an
tank
extension.
with a
Make
window
your
towards the back
caravan.
of the cart.
Carnival caravan.
It's literally a sidecar like on a motorcycle, but it's just a fish tank. And it's
No,
Oog.
no. It's just like an air tank, only it's an Oog tank.
It's an
Mhm.
Oog tank.
It's
We're gonna make an Oog tank.
an Oog tank. It rides along in and can watch a certain direction on the cart constantly.
Fair. We can figure that out later once you have either resources or a crafter.
What I'm picturing right now are the little domes in like on the Republic gunships.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just Oog
Yeah.
just sitting there like a little frog, just watching what's going on.
That's
Low-key.
exactly what I was picturing.
Loki as something like down the road, super advanced if you last this long. Making essentially like hamster tunnels, but for Oog slimes around the cart. So you have like a halo of Oog. Ooze.
Slow down.
An Ooglo. We could do an Ooglo.
Little hatches around it so I can use a slingshot with poison shot.
Well, you could either use it as a
Just
acid
use it as an
rain,
oil slick.
essentially, or yeah, just have it tunnels. Because I was thinking like aqua tunnels for you
He'll
to
be
soak
our
in.
auto turret.
And yet little hatches you can pop up out of.
Also, if you didn't hear, we have discussed the logistics of me hurling you at people if that is something that you want to do.
Oh shit, make the tunnels in the shape of Mudka's meat hut sign, like surrounding. Figure out a way to light it up. We got this.
You need
got
to start manufacturing clay pots so that I can fill them with Oog.
Gold level croak.
Anyway, that's in the future. I love the ideas though. You knock at the door, and with each knock of 3, a thunderous boom echoes around you in this barren land. Almost as if they were metal bending, a square block slides and shifts into itself. And inside you see 5 foot. They kinda look like dwarves, they kinda look like goblins, they kinda look like ogres, you're not really sure. but in full, pristine, like, platinum armor. 2 guards walk out with pale green pebbled skin and pointed ears and tusks from the bottom jaw protruding from their mouths. Who are ya?
My friends, I am Kronk from Wellspring. We haven't heard from y'all in a while. I need to talk to y'all's mayor.
Do you have a pass? Something from the mayor?
Shit.
Of Wellspring, tell me they gave you something.
They did.
They did.
They did. I'm not. Well,
God said yes.
yeah.
I believe
I'll
it
reach
was
in
a
my
wood
bag and
talisman with, yeah, the mayor's mark.
Check your
Oh, I was
inventory.
awake for that. I was awake for
am
that.
checking my inventory. Uh, I know
That's
I've fucking got it.
I
All
know
right, I
it's in
checked my
there.
bag for it.
It would, you search your bag, top and bottom, empty it out, dump it out, sort through everything, and then you remember it's in your front right pocket.
Ah, been a few days here. I pull it out and show it to him.
Ah, wonderful. It, it is it safe, the Chimera?
Oh,
Oh, Saf, she's fine.
don't worry about Seth. He won't eat you.
Contracted beast. It's you should know.
Everyone looks over at Saf and like starts cuddling every single head, and each one has like the most puppy dog eyes in their respective natures of sad, sassy, and happy, and the snakehead is just like trying to hide the best it can because it can't do that.
I get to pet the snakehead.
You just see Oog in the back like oddly petting its ass. Um, welcome, I guess, to Cape Copper. Please don't eat us.
Not unless you ask.
As the guard in platinum armor.
All right, Seth. Let's get going. Me and my traveling companions will. Yeah.
I
This
was about to
stupid
say,
fuck
to
knock
be
on the
fair,
door.
you are. Say again?
Thank you.
But, like, yeah, the gate and tree that opened up is more than big enough for the cart and Saf and everybody to just be carted in.
Guards, do you recommend a particular tavern we should pull into?
The Copperhead's pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
Just down center.
Any shopping districts you'd recommend?
Got the town blacksmith and the shop.
Good to know. Thank you.
I'll say we got security. Nothing's getting in here. We got you. You're safe here. Just please don't make us dangerous.
I'll flick each guard a gold coin on our way through. Keep it up, boys.
They all just like look down in their palm at the gold coins and are like, "Oh, thank you."
I look at the guards and I'm like, just curious, how much beer would that get you? I need to know before I get to the bar.
Probably like a keg.
Thank you.
No problem.
Fucking
We must look
retarded
like a
delivery
fucking
people.
circus troupe just rolling in here right now with all the questions. Like, hey, how much beer would a gold get me, by the way?
I mean, to be fair, you guys are essentially giants to the people that you have currently seen.
Except for Oog.
Except for Oog. Yeah, Oog is like the most normal, but at the same time, they're like, I hope he's okay. I don't know what's
looks
wrong with
sickly.
him, but yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
He looks like he's walking around too happy to be dead.
Whatever. They're
He looks
5
very
foot tall.
slimy. Yeah, they're like 5 foot to 5'5", honestly.
Yeah, I've only got 11 inches.
So it's me and Kronk that are towering over everyone, and I'm sitting on the roof.
Yeah. You're just kind of like that weird giant shadow on the roof that's super intimidating, but you're not trying to be.
I'm just chilling here and just vibing, and everyone's just like, I don't like that guy. He's the wrong color.
They all don't, they feel uneasy about you, but they don't know why. Because they don't necessarily know what you are, honestly. It doesn't seem to be anything particularly racist, but they don't like you. They get bad vibes. Because you're cursed with being automatically hated.
Yeah, it do be like that.
It do be like that in town. But as you enter Cape Copper, you just notice these magnificent buildings and this vast copper hued town. Think El Dorado, City of Gold, but with copper. And it's just terracing down into this cove, into this massive, like shipping docks. And you just see this one massive boat, easily twice the size of one of your ship fleets, and you had 3 boats in your ship, or in your fleet.
Something tells me this wasn't always a desert.
But yes, as you follow the main road down into these terraces, you see this one area, not quite down to the cove, but about halfway down the terraces. There's 7 terraces to this structure, each layer easily being able to hold a block, maybe a block and a half worth of buildings, of housing, farmland, and just anything the physical town may need. Jathiel. Oh. But you don't notice a bunch of people. There were the 2 guards at the gate, and you've seen maybe like 2 or 3 humans working the fields, but you don't see anybody through the streets. You don't hear much around the town square. I would say Zaf brings you down to like the center of town square at the 4th terrace down, and kind of just looks around like, where am I supposed to go now?
Alright, Saf, sit up here.
But Zaf just like lays down and just, yeah, keeps looking around for anything.
Alright, Buford, your ass is gonna go with me. Oog, Tulio, y'all do whatever y'all got to do. We all meet back here in 3 hours.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
I grab Buford. We
Really?
go off to the what I'm gonna guess is the town hall.
Okay, yeah, every building would have like a sound out front in common, So everyone would be able to read or find what they need. It just might take them a little bit. Give me a investigations check.
I'm going to cast
That's a dirty 17.
So with a 17, you would notice that there are street signs at every intersection, essentially, that tell you like housing, crafting, and like the different sectors, essentially, and you'd notice like what did you say you were looking for?
So the mayor, like the mayor's office.
Like the town official.
Yeah, town officials.
I would say you could probably see town hall on the signs in a direction.
All right, Buford, let's go. And then we head off that way.
Okay.
I have a couple quick questions. If that's all right.
Yeah.
So at the end of last session, you had said that we had so far cleared 4 terraces. How many terraces have we cleared at arriving at Cape Copper?
You have
Nope.
no
Fucking
idea.
clue.
Okay.
With
The
going
other
mock
question.
Jesus, you kind of negated getting all land information. You just appeared in this desert,
Gotcha.
essentially. You aren't exactly sure how much time has physically passed, but at least a day.
Okay. The second question is can I still see the wisps?
They don't seem to have followed you in town, and I don't think you noticed them when you were outside of the gates.
Okay.
as we walk into the town center. I'm going to cast tongues on both myself and Kronk.
And that just allows you to speak any
We
language.
we understand any language spoken that we can hear.
Yeah. Bet. Wonderful. Oog, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go search the market for a bigger pot or
Bet.
vessel.
Give me an investigation.
16.
So yeah, you would be able to, I'd say you'd walk around for a couple blocks before you found a sign that said market, and you start heading that way. And I am going to jump to Buford and Kronk. You guys come to what you can only assume is the town, uh, like office.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a chain and a lock on the door.
And is there any kind of sign on it or anything?
Yeah, there is a sign that identifies the building as what you're looking for.
But
However,
nothing as to identify why it's chained.
there are no people, but yeah, no other signs. It just seems to be sealed.
Huh.
Well, that's going to put a damper on this process.
Well, let's turn her in to a shop or something and see what we can't figure out.
Okay.
And then we are going to hop over to Oog, who has gone to the market. As you make it down and you start seeing a few places that have signs that say like Baker's Brew and the Dragon's Tongue and the Spitfire Forge, but they all seem to be inactive. There doesn't seem to be anyone working them. The doors aren't necessarily sealed, but they aren't open.
I'm gonna go up to the Spitfire brew and knock on the door.
So as you knock, there doesn't seem to be any response.
I open the door and look through to see if I can see anything.
As you open the door, it's just dust and darkness. There doesn't seem to be anyone currently residing here.
I go over to the other two stores and see if there's as much dust as there was in the first one.
Yep, they're both unlocked and both just as empty. They just seem to be buildings.
I start looking for a less dusty area. Looking for an area that has some more life in it.
Bet. And then we're going to jump to Tulio.
The copperhead, if I could.
So you walk around for a while. Easily you clear the whole like main square area and you jump down 2 terraces. And you find the copperhead. And it seems to have a large copper snake like coiling around the door. And the door is shut, but you can see through a small window in it that there is light on inside.
I'll knock on the door 3 times.
The door just like swings open a tiny bit each time you knock because there is no handle, it's just like a slate door.
Just walks in.
So as you push the door open and walk in, you see a simply built, almost Hobbit-esque tavern with a little bar, and as far as you can tell, a dwarf, or no, a hobbit tending the bar, and you see 2 patrons sitting at tables not particularly close to each other, and there's like 10 tables with 4 chairs each, but small little round tables, like you'd probably be comfortable at it, but Kronk would be sitting on the floor for the table to be somewhat appropriate.
Are there like any other patrons, or is it just the barkeep?
It is the barkeep, and there are 2 others, but they seem to be sitting off in like the dark corners, kind of not interactive, or at least don't seem to
Gotcha.
want to be. But you can definitely tell they're eyeballing you.
Okay. I'll walk up to the bar. Hello, good sir. I'm in town with some companions, and I was looking to pick up a couple drinks, maybe find out if there's a good place to sleep around here.
Oh, well, howdy. Did you come in on the new shipment?
No, actually, I came in on business from Wellspring with a friend.
Wellspring? I thought Wellspring got overtaken.
Oh, no. It's perfectly great. We actually just came from there, I want to say 5 days ago-ish.
Oh, well, that's a great time. It normally takes a week. Yeah, no, we assumed they were taken over by someone we lost contact.
I think that's why we're here. Because we hadn't heard from you in quite a while.
Well, that's convenient. I mean, the mayor's not really around anymore, but,
What happened to
yeah.
the mayor?
Oh, he died.
Oh, sorry for the loss. Sorry for the town's
Nah,
loss.
nah, he was kind of a shithead, honestly. Whole guillotine situation, we cleaned it up. It's fine. The copper hides the red.
Gotcha.
You know how it be.
I do.
But yeah, let me talk to a few people and I'll get back to you. Anything I can do for you though? Get you a drink, some food?
I would love a drink and some food after that. long of traveling would be amazing.
What would you like? We got some steaks, some eggs, some mead, some raspberry wine.
Steak, and you know what? Let's have some of that raspberry wine. You sold me whenever you said raspberry.
Wonderful. I'll get that right with you.
Thank you so much.
You see her just like saunter off into the back, and you hear her start up the stove, and it's like a solid jet stove. Like she might be making like alchemical brew, she might be making food. You're not sure. It sounds industrial. But you also can smell it, and it smells like the most divine food you've had since you've entered this continent.
Mmm.
And then we are going to jump over to Buford and Kronk. With where you went, it'll take you about an hour to get down and around and find out that there's really not much around the first and the second, or excuse me, the fourth and the fifth tier. So the main square and the next one down. What would you like to do?
I guess make our way down. Find out, we need a goddamn shop. We need come on.
I'm working on it. Gee.
I was about to say, I think you would run into Oog at this point, actually, and be like,
While y'all are catching up, I'm gonna go grab an IRL drink. BRB.
bet.
I
But yeah, I'd say you guys would have ran into each other and been like, there's like no one here.
There's dust in the stores. What the fuck, man?
This is really weird. I was not expecting this kind of scene here.
I was kind of hoping for like people to buy shit from.
I was expecting a more hustle and bustle myself. I'm not gonna lie, we are a new continent, but I was kind of expecting more here.
Just like something. At least a blacksmith.
I am back, and with Coke. The drinking kind, not the sniffing
I was
kind.
about to say the sniffing kind.
I
You're
wish.
gonna be up in hours, man.
The bartender hasn't offered me any yet. I think I need to use suggestion for that one.
Well, ooh, let's find a place to get a drink at least.
Indeed. Need some
So-
alcohol for this shit.
As you guys are talking and making your way down and kind of just like skipping tier to tier until you find some interactive or activity, you would notice that once you get down to I think it was the 7th tier, Tulio?
Maybe. I
Yeah,
think so.
let's say it's 7th. You would notice that the street lamps and lights seem to be on, and you find the Copperhead.
Finally, some drink.
Tulio's already drunk.
Well, as you enter in, you would notice Tulio sitting at the bar, halfway through his steak and maybe on his third or fourth glass of raspberry wine.
Enjoying himself immensely while you guys have been wandering around out in the empty town.
Yeah, I was about to say, how do they come into you?
It's literally the scene where Gimli, Legolas, and ride up on Merry and Pippin just smoking and eating and just chilling on the walls of Isengard. Just having a grand old fucking time.
Smokes pork.
Wonderful. So yes, as you enter into that scene, what would you like to do? You don't notice anyone behind the bar at this time, but there's obviously someone because he is feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Guys, the food here is amazing. You have to try something. Like, you have to order that. You have to order something.
Walking around all day, and here you are, smoking and drinking.
The gods told me where the pub was.
Is the bartender still behind the bar?
No, there's no one behind the bar currently, but you could probably get their
Alright,
attention
Julio.
somehow.
What have you learned from
I
drinking?
pull out a gold coin and knock it on the counter. Be like,
So
can I
come
get a
here, come here.
cigar and a drink?
All right. So what I've learned from drinking. Come here. I gotta say this quietly. Apparently, the mayor's dead. I'm not changing my tone, by the way, at all. I said I have to say this quietly, and I did not change my fucking volume in the slightest.
It's like my face stays just like no fucking change of expression.
So apparently, he was bad at his job, and so he's dead. And the food here is amazing, and you have to try this raspberry wine. Also, someone's gonna help us figure out the whole communication thing. I was talking to the bartender. It'll be dealt with in the morning. I'm pretty sure after I sleep this off.
Tulio, your favor right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stop drinking. I'm gonna need Eric.
I need at least one more nightcap.
I need
I'm
just
gonna
a
get my
starter.
ass kicked tonight. I might as well be drunk when we do this.
Here.
So as Tulio not so quietly informs you of everything, the young hobbit bartender comes back out and brings out a whole like pint of wine at this point and just drops it in front of Tulio and is like, "Oh, howdy, y'all. You want something?"
These are my friends I was telling you about. They have to order some food. This is amazing. The best thing I've had since entering this continent. This is so good.
My
I'd like
name's
a
Strong.
cigar and a drink. Whatever you think is best.
Well, she like pulls out 4 more glasses of wine, or yeah, glasses for the wine from behind the bar with both hands, like oh so smoothly. And it's like, what type of food you want? I don't got any cigars. I think he brought that in, and like I don't give a shit, but like I don't have any of those. But you want any
I
food?
look
I got
over
you.
at him and I'm like, share the smokes, bitch. I
like
will lick you.
I reach like back into like this little pouch and I pull out like a small little like cigar.
Mm-hmm. Little cigarillo.
They're not like actual full on cigars. They're more just like what's like Dutch size.
Yeah, the little like stick
Yeah.
cigarillos is what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
There you
Beautiful.
go. It pairs amazing with the wine.
Ooh, I'll even give you some finesse freedom and be able, do you want to give him like a little cigar stick from like the 50s that all the like rich bitches had?
Yes.
Full on
Yes.
Cruella de Vil cigar stick?
Yep.
Yes.
I have an extra here. You notice that mine's actually just leaking a little bit of smoke because I used my shadows to make mine.
It just kind of looks like a lot of dark smoke, really.
I accept the offered.
The one that he offers just looks like a very dark walnut oak.
Very nice. I go
Mhm.
over to light it. Or is it lit already?
It's already lit.
I take in a nice deep puff, and then I let out a couple slow rings.
I sit there and I look at him. You're gonna disintegrate.
So be it.
Well, they are clove cigarillos, I've decided as DM.
Those taste so good.
Right?
Yes.
And as soon as you like start perfecting the smoke rings, which I'll need I'm gonna make that performance check. The bartender comes back out and drops your food down onto the bar, and it's just like a full line of like proper thick steaks.
Guys, this is so good. You have to try it.
Looks beautiful. What
I
meat,
guess
what
I
type of
try
meat
it.
is this?
She just laughs as she goes back into the kitchen.
Uh-oh, Boris, it's long pid.
You act like that's a downside for
Hold
me.
on.
so-
Actually,
I was about to say,
I would like to see if I can identify what kind of animal this is from.
Yeah,
you
sure.
and Buford would be the
From
only
an
two who really
animal.
care about that, I think.
Give me a history check. Buford, I don't know would really care, honestly. That's up to Tyler. But
I got an
Kronk
18.
might care. It's definitely like a beef or a red meat or a pork or a red meat.
Okay.
I've eaten it before.
Austin? Oog?
Has
Yes.
Oog eaten it
Yes,
before?
but not very often, so you can't quite identify it. It was like a rare delicacy that you had once at your super rich uncle's in like the high-end dynasty.
I'm thinking. The only way they would have gotten something this fancy in a pub. I look over at Kronk. I'm like, Kronk, what's your opinion of eating other sentient species?
To be honest, I'd eat you if I could. But
Well, don't think too much about what you're eating then. And I go back to munching on the steak.
All that I will say is it's definitely not human. I'm just gonna
Alright.
take the cannibal line out real quick.
okay, cool.
It's a little
Aw.
overused, I'm sorry. You guys
It
always
really
assume it's
is.
cannibalism, and I'm like, no.
I'm not so close to
Hey,
cannibalism.
I'm sorry. I've played Fallout a little too much.
We have too many diverse like species, like cannibalism isn't a big thing. It's not fun.
Too much.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. There's one that's a half human, and then one that actually might care. Me, I'm just like, food.
But at the same time, survival, hunter, ranger.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a
That's what,
point that it becomes okay.
yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure
And that's
he doesn't
how
have to flip
Wendigos
out when he
happen.
finds out.
Yup.
Exactly.
Happens to be cold, and all of a sudden he snacks into a little Buford Slim Jim, and then we got a Wendigo on our hands.
Sometimes
No,
Not a
shit
Slim
happens
Jim.
in the most craziest ways.
That reminds me, we need to get a slave collar for him if that happens.
This conversation at the bar has gotten quite graphic, and I love it. You know how there was
I'm
two
talking, I
other
think he fell
patrons in the
asleep.
bar, Tulio? They seem to have disappeared at this point in the night. They're no longer in the bar, but you didn't notice them leave.
Yeah.
But they keep everything nicely greased around here. Like, none of the doors squeak or, like, any metal sounds. It's quite quiet. Kind of
That's
odd.
nice.
But it could just be some of the fancy, like, convenient magic.
Boys,
Oh, well.
I think
Kronk, I
it's
think-
time we head back to the wagon.
I was gonna say I didn't find anywhere to sleep, so yeah, it's to the wagon. It is.
Agreed. I start sauntering back as I keep smoking the pipe.
I look
While he
around,
saunters,
where
I
the fuck is
stumble.
Buford? Buford.
Buford's the steak. You already snacked into a Buford Slim Jim.
Oh no.
About to say, he may have already
They-
been frozen.
Oh no, they snapped into that Slim Jim for sure.
Mhm. And
Buford was so
Aussie,
tasty.
I'm so glad I could find this. But this is more of what Tulio gave you. So you can put the little cigarillo at the end, so you're not directly touching it and like ruining the tobacco or cloves. How'd y'all feel?
It's so that way you could smoke and not
Yeah.
like destroy the cigarette.
Here's a better example. But like that's what yours would look like. But this is more of an action.
Yup. You can buy them at Renfest for ridiculous prices.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you can.
they're just a stick straw.
I know. That's why I say it's ridiculous prices. I can make one very easy.
Literally, you just need a drill.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess Buford is passed out from drinking.
Yeah, let's say Buford is passed out at the bar as you guys start to leave and notice he's unresponsive and zonked.
Can I like
Mhm.
weekend at Bernie's try to like my drunk ass drag him back to the cart?
Yeah, both me and Tulio on either side,
Tulio,
kind of making him walk.
give me a performance and I'll let you marionette shadow puppet him.
Oh fuck yes, I
Even
love that. I have such good performance too, so please dice. Love me for like my bullshit at least. No.
Beat a
Did
10.
not.
12. I
Okay,
was a
thank
12,
God.
so that works.
That works. You just needed enough to pass as a commoner, and that's a 10.
I rolled a 4, so it helps that I have a +8 to perform.
Yeah, it helps that you have bonuses. Anyway, um, yeah, you full on can marionette shadow puppet him to do whatever you'd like while he is passed out. And
He's
you
just
are
like,
inebriated at this point.
yeah, so
You're
me and
feeling
Gonna
it.
get
I'm like
weird.
stumbling and like he's just like sort of like nutcracker marching and I'm just like trying to stumble my way back to the cart.
I love the scene to where he can walk better than you, even if it is jagged. That's
I'm inebriated,
beautiful.
but like
See
the
it now.
power is just like, yeah, it's a thing.
I can
Make
see
it.
it now. The one nutcracker marching in front of all the drunk folks who are standing behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And he himself, like I could imagine, like his head wouldn't be up, and like drunk, and he's just
Yeah.
down, and he's drooling, but he's standing at attention, just fucking
So
marching fast.
I would say everyone is quite inebriated except for Oog, since it was a wine and berry base. He has
Mhm. Poison resistance plus.
yeah.
Let's see, it was 4 and then plus
So it
2.
tastes like really good juice to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like enjoyable, but like you're like barely buzzing.
I can enjoy the entertainment that is it before me.
You're very much entertained by the drunken march back to the wagon.
Indeed.
But I think that is where we will hold it for tonight, is getting back to the cabin and getting settling in for the night in a safe yet barren environment with some
Hopefully
mysteries
safe.
on the horizon and next morning.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit going on here. And probably a
Mhm.
good thing we do end it here because of Tyler still fucking asleep.
Yeah, it works that you kind of broke time with Saf because I was waiting to see how long it would take you to be sassy and say something, honestly. Because, like, Saf is fast as fuck. He was just trying to be safe. And you haven't really assessed any damages to the cart yet, so
Oof.
we
Yeah.
can do that tomorrow morning too.
Yeah.
Because by the time you're done in the bar, it's definitely sunset, and a sunset is more like 4 p.m. because of how the cove is made. The sunrise is early, but the sunset is also hella early, Jaffiel.
Oh, okay.
Hey Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
As we get back to the cart, I'm gonna look at Abercrombie and like, do me a favor, and if anyone comes like is trying to mess with me, bite me awake, okay? And then I go pass out.
Yeah, I'll bite you awake.
You both just fall into the pile of coins and start cuddling. Cannon.
I watch them cuddle each other. I'm like, oh, isn't that cute?
Buford's just kind of like slumped over in his leather nest.
Yeah.
I go
And
over to Buford and make sure he's actually stretched out so he doesn't wake up with a crick in his neck.
yeah, no, he's not like hunched up and hunched over. He's just kind of like laying off to the side, kind of like half into his nest, but still well supported, but like flat out. kind of like a puppet tossed in the corner. Just feel.
I'm drunk. I saw my bed. That's what I care about.
So like he's close enough to his bed. If you would like to tuck him in, I'm down for it, but
Yeah, make him comfortable. Tuck it a little.
nice.
And I go back to my pot and I go to meditate.
And you just see Oog like go into crisscross applesauce, full zen moment, and just sinks down into his ooze, and you just see it start vibrating. And that is where we will end it for tonight.